Yeah, they said they wouldn't do it twice, but fool me once, right? Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. I'm back driving the What's on Joe Mind machine, probably for the last time ever. But it's going to be a really good special edition. And they brought in some guys to help keep me on the straight and narrow. So this show will have 100% less wham than the last one did, because I got a little loose with my careless whisper. But we are back with a special edition. It is What's on Joe Mind, or a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. And joining me to, I guess it's my left, the king of the comic world, it's Ragtime Rob. What's up, Rob?
Hi, everybody. As part of Mark's last appearance, I am now obligated to say I have to sponsor now Andrew Ridgely's concert tour. So
that's what I'm talking about. Coming soon to Poughkeepsie and Hoboken. Yes. But the reason we're here, and the reason why it's a special edition, we're really proud to reconnect with the guys from the After Action Report Command Files. Let's give it up to Josh Eggebeen and Greg Agustin. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hello, everybody out there.
And the word for today, and I'm going to let you guys run with this, is reinstated, correct?
Yes.
That's the operative word, yep.
So tell me and Rob and everybody else, what's going on with your badass Command Files project?
So in the early part of April, we were 4 days away from completing. We were fully funded, and then Kickstarter shut us down because of a copyright infringement claim, which obviously, that's just comes from a lawyer. And so what then happened is we started to follow the Kickstarter policy, and we were able to put together, After Action Report guys, Hawk, Greg, and Roger, we all put together basically the response. It took about 2 weeks. We had our own lawyers. And, the book falls under fair use, which is part of our Constitution, and that the Founding Fathers put in there to allow us to do things like guidebooks and parodies, research, scholarship, and all for that. So again, you have two different parts of the law competing over the same thing. So we submitted our response, and we waited for 14 days, which was Kickstarter's policy, for the person who claimed that we were copyright infringement, and they did not answer. And so then Kickstarter reinstated us. So that was about a month. Well, it was almost pretty much exactly 1 month. So we just responded to Kickstarter with what our book is all about, and now we're back. We had 4 days before. They actually gave us an extra day, but so we're ending on Saturday morning now, nearly a month later. So our campaign actually ends up running for about 3 months if you count the month downtime. Like I said, we just followed Kickstarter policy, just communicated with Kickstarter, and they sided with us and reinstated us.
It's funny because everybody who runs a Kickstarter says it's the wait that's hard, and you guys had a 3-month wait. So, but I'm pleased the law firm of, I guess, Washington, Jefferson, Adams, and Hamilton managed to smoke the other guys, so they didn't even respond. So,
yeah.
Well, the backstory to that too was the night before we got that notice that there was an issue. Is that Roger and I were on with Mike doing the previous special edition, right, talking about just to pull it, bring it to the finish line, right? And I guess Mike did put that up late at night, and I remember him putting it up because I wanted to get it on afteractionreport.net as a link. And then sure enough, next morning we got the notice and Mike was like, what the heck, guys, what's going on?
Come on
So
now.
he pulled down, this is the episode. And
He has to put it back up.
Yeah, it's up now, but it was the most limited edition, special edition
limited edition,
of all time. So kudos to you guys for that. And I don't want to say beat the rap because that makes it sound bad. But congratulations on, let's say, fighting City Hall and winning and getting back into it. So the good news is fully funded. Like we are good to go. But I say we because I like to jump on winning bandwagons. But there's nothing room with a little buffer zone, right? So there is still time. Go to Kickstarter.com. Check, look up After Action Report Command Files, and you have until Saturday, May 20th at 11:03 a.m. Eastern Time to get in line, get reserved, get this hot little book in your hands. And there will be people who have no idea what we're talking about, who somehow missed it. So for the people for the uninitiated, give them the bit. What are we talking about when we say After Action Report Command Files?
Overall, Command Files is a character guide for all your G.I. Joes. Right now I'm tracking about 240 characters. This project's about 2 volumes. So volume 1, which the Kickstarter is closing in a day or so, has about 120 characters, Joe characters. And I kind of liken it to the old Order of Battle on steroids, using the basic texts from the classic file cards, but just cramming it with all images from cartoons, from toys, from games, from comics, from the different continuities, and kind of giving a full flavor, full spectrum of, say, the Duke character in all his different versions, everything from like even Sigma 6 all the way Valor versus Venom, Resolute. Just give an example of, hey, this character has been around for like 40 years, that he's lived this long. And I probably basically, in terms of the scope of the characters, it's basically any character that was a figure. So anything that had a file card, it's in this book. What's cool about that too is, and I wish I had a visual shoe, but other things I've added were kind of things that I wanted to see in a character guide for myself, were like special skill ratings and so forth. So I have special ratings like you'd see in the back of a baseball card, special skills for weapons, or how well is he as a medic or engineer. Little kind of special spice to that in terms of that. So it's just not a rehash of the Order of Battle.
I think that's really cool that you've got some unique content aside from everything else that's been collated. I think that unique content makes it super cool.
Yeah, and those interested in it, if you go to the Kickstarter page, I have a couple of sample pages, and if you go to afteractionreport.net, up until we got shut down, I had like 15 daily releases of sample pages for people to look at and gloss over. But to this point, and just to back it up historically, I've been working on this project for literally 10 years in terms of putting it together. Way back when I was thinking about what would it take for G.I. Joe to be a character guide, looking at Star Wars and X-Men Avengers. I'm like, hey, let's do this. And so I just started sampling it, throwing it out there into the Joe fan forums, and people were saying, hey, I want that. And I'm like, cool.
Right. So this delay wasn't that big a deal to you, right?
No, it wasn't. It's just a little splash. Yeah, right.
Deal.
Exactly. Not a big deal.
More time for more homework. Here we go.
I'm thankful to meeting Josh and talking with you guys about this, and meeting a lot of Joe fans that really want this book. It's really, really a blessing.
Yeah,
I appreciate all the support.
And everything you've shown, and you can find it at afteractionreport.net, is fantastic. Take a look if you haven't seen it yet. But wait, there's more. Right? Because I know it's not just the book, right? There's certainly more to talk about.
Heck yeah. So there's a lot of add-ons. Obviously, due to the shutdown, we kind of had to put a pause on the stretch goals, but we already had add-ons that were ready to go. As you can see on the screen here, we got a few things. On the top right is the 40th anniversary metal bookmark. And then the next one is that's the dust jacket, I believe. Mm-hmm. Right, and that is created by Jamie Sullivan, and it's going to be part of the one of the add-ons.
Right.
Now,
that's not the final art, though, Josh. Right. Just to be clear, that it's not a black and white piece.
Right. This was all done a month ago, but the artwork is finished now. In the time, but at the time when we made this, what you see on the screen there, it wasn't done. So that's the dust jacket. That's an add-on. And that dust jacket is designed to be over any. You can put it with any After Action Report book if you want. So then we also have a couple more. So the Millerverse has Action Force, and again, those are full-size comics that are along the lines of the Order of Battle and the Battle Files that were done by the other publishers. So it's kind of, but it has all the characters in it that were in the Action Force Millerverse books. And there's a whole lot of those, or Jamarverse is another way. Jamar Miller was created those. So that's there, and Hawk Sanders of Rising Sun put that together and helped us with the add-ons. And then we have this other smaller, I think it's 6 pages. It's a little mini comic of kind of a joke about the G.I. Joe and the spy balloons. So that's a parody of what was happening with those in recent times. Of course, now it's a little bit of older news. Now we're a little later. And then, of course, you can also get add-ons of Volume 1, 2, and 3 of After Action Report comic guidebooks. So there is a quick update about Volume 3. So that is very, very close to being done. I've got a whole bunch of pages. In fact, I was just talking with Mark earlier, who has contributed a small article about Gary Head and his Sightline characters. So that's in the book. That's Volume 3, and it will be headed to the printer pretty soon. It's going to get fully edited. And, of course, you can buy 1 and 2 on the website at afteractionreport.com. .net. There's also a 8x11 print of that Greg made. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, one of the key visuals in this book is kind of laying out how Joe teams are deployed around the world. So Cobra is attacking in multiple fronts, and so you're going to deploy the cold weather team in this area. You're going to deploy like Night Force to Cobra Island. So I kind of mapped that out there. It's a 2-page spread in the book, but I've seen a lot of people ask for an actual physical print, like poster size, but this is 8.5x11, but it's a cool piece. Kind of articulates each Joe team as they defend the world against Cobra.
And the cold weather team, of course, led by Quick Kick, right? Feels no cold.
Right.
The most resistant
He just has a little sash thing right now.
Yeah,
He's actually on the mountain team. He's working with his buddy Alpine.
All right, that makes sense.
Because
probably makes more sense than barefoot Quick Kick in the Arctic, but whatever. Let me see what else I got. I know Mike left me some goodies here, so.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm told these are some exclusive reveals.
We do. This
is
first
time
time
for
in
that?
public reveal. Yep. Let's go ahead and hit it.
All right, so here we go.
Oh,
I'm not even going to say boo. Tell me all about this.
Hey,
it's awesome.
This is Mark Pennington's contribution to After Action Report command files. This is the cover, a little wraparound job that he's done for my book. It was a dream come true. He goes, Mark basically said, "What Joes do you want to put on there?" I'm like, "Cool." List of like 30. And I was like, it's kind of hard to choose, right?
So you got to pick everyone who was on.
Yeah, I got to give him a list. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I was really jazzed to get one of the early toy designers of the franchise to be able to put this together. So totally pleased how this worked out.
This is the Jamie Sullivan colored dust jacket, right?
Jamie Sullivan's done a lot of covers for the Real American Hero line, a lot of connected covers, even set a world record with the amount of characters on one. So we asked him if he would do this, and this is what he came up with. And we're like, hell yeah. So obviously it folds in the middle and goes around the book. And like I said, you can use it for any book you want. It was just another way to get some more artwork out there for us. And there will be some small trade dress on it, not a lot, but a little bit with the what's in the middle as a watermark. But so it's an add-on, and he did a great job with it. I mean, you can't turn down a cover with Sky Strikers on it.
Yeah, dude. And I'm a big fan of Jamie Sullivan's work. So
yeah.
I'm glad you guys connected on this. And I know Mike mentioned it on the last special edition that I'd be proud of Steeler up there, right? Because Steeler if he's not in his tank, he doesn't always get represented. So he's up there channeling a little Scott Summers, which I'm digging. So
it will
Nice.
have the bend so you can fold it around or leave it flat, whatever you prefer. But that's the intention, and it has a little bit of edges on each side so that it can fold around the book.
all right. Well, if you're late to the program, or if you forgot, over the last 20 minutes, we're talking about the After Action Report command files. It's on Kickstarter. Take a look. Still live, fully funded, totally going to happen. But you can still get in on it until Saturday, May 20th at 11:03 a.m. Eastern time. So no pressure, but get your move on. If you want to be on the bandwagon here, because there ain't much time left.
When we came on really early, I wasn't on, but it was Roger and Greg. I think it was like it just been on a week. We got a good bump, so it definitely works.
Hey,
there was one other stretch goal or one other add-on that I didn't really talk about, and that was the bag. I don't know that on that form it was the all-in bag. It's the bottom left. So this is just something we thought we could come up with. It's a high dollar item. It's a really nice bag, and it will come with all the different things, a command files book, as well as all these different add-ons. So you just buy the bag, get the other stuff, and then of course you can put the other volume 1, 2, and 3 in there also. So it's a really distressed leather bag, the all-in tier kind of thing. So, I don't know. We just tried to do something new. So that's basically what we got. We're hoping that we can really do with these last 4 days. What we were probably would have done before. We'd have had a big spike up, and then we had a nice long month off of promoting the book, and we're ready to go now. So here we are.
And
thank you guys again for supporting us and letting us back on and let us explain everything that happened. And we're back.
I gotta believe there were only a few people who really wanted it, but funds were really tight, right? But now you gave them a couple weeks, right? To eat some ramen, save some nickels.
Yeah.
There's gotta be a few of those people who weren't. I'm not saying they weren't on the fence. They were heartbroken that they couldn't quite swing it, but now they can.
There you go, yeah.
And they just got to remember to get in there on time. So again, last pitch, I promise. After Action Report command files on Kickstarter. Check them out. Head to afteractionreport.net. Take a look at some of the pages. They're fantastic. And get yourself a copy of this. I guarantee you won't regret it.
We will be at Joe Fest, right? We have a table there, and we have a huge guest. We have Josh Blaylock coming. He's going to be at our booth helping us promote the Volume 2 book, which is the Devil's Due book of all that we were on. So Josh Blaylock will be at our booth signing and promoting and doing whatever he wants to do. So come by the booth during Joe Fest. He'll be there for the Friday and Saturday. I think he's leaving early Sunday. So get your autographs and get the Volume 2 book.
Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on on being reinstated, and folks, still got time to get in line, but hurry, because it's coming up. Deadline Saturday, May 20th, 11:03 a.m. So for Greg, for Josh, for Rack Time Rob, for Mike, who is on assignment, and for Joe Colton, who is, like we like to say, hella pregnant, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on What's on Joe Mind.
Yo, Joe.
Night, everybody.
Guys.
Good night.